Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today is our first Alphalete review in quite a while. If you missed some updates, Alphalete basically got rid of all of their affiliates, including me, basically anyone who wasn't exclusive with the brand back in January. And we tried to work some things out to work together in the meantime, but basically the timing just never worked out. But as of about a month ago, my discount code Kathryn for 10% off is officially back with Alphalete. I know a lot of you guys really relied on my Alphalete reviews, so I felt bad for not being able to do it, but it was not really my choice, not really in my control. So we are back. Alphalete is having a launch on Saturday, October 19th at 12 p.m. Central Time. And as I said, code Kathryn for 10% off is back. I always appreciate it when you guys use my code if you're shopping the launch. This launch is called Best in Class, and it's decently big. We have a few Tenacity pieces. So Tenacity is a newer Alphalete fabric that I have not reviewed on my channel yet. So we'll be going over my thoughts on it, some comparisons to Aura and Alpha Luxe. We have some sweat sets, some tops. Unfortunately, we're not off to a great start with the Alphalete reviews because it's a week out from the launch and I still don't have all of my pieces. I'm gonna be struggling to piece this review together because I'm going to be receiving some of the pieces late. Some of the pieces, I guess, were delayed getting into the warehouse. So if I pop in looking a little different, it's on a different day. And without further ado, let's get into the pieces. So first we're starting out with the Tenacity pieces, and Tenacity is Alphalete's new fabric. Here is the Tenacity fabric close up. So it is not a seamless fabric. This is going to be a classic double brushed, inside and out, soft to the touch fabric, but it is definitely different than Aura and Alpha Luxe in the past, and Surface. I would say this one is definitely the softest one yet. It definitely has the softest hand feel. I'll do a side-by-side of all of the fabrics, although it's a little bit hard to tell just by the way the camera is, so I'll just describe. Alpha Luxe was never my favorite fabric. It had kind of like a fuzzy, almost pill-prone appearance, but it just never had like the stretch to really conform to your body really well. But it was about a medium thickness, and I'd say the Tenacity is similar thickness to the Alpha Luxe, but the Tenacity definitely has a more stretch, similar compression, but just kind of contours the body a little bit better. And compared to Aura, Aura does have a brushed feel, but Tenacity is softer and thicker. The Aura is definitely a more lightweight, thin fabric, and you definitely get more hold and compression out of the Tenacity. So we might as well talk about the first piece. These are the everyday core leggings. I got a size small, and these are made of the Tenacity fabric. These are said to be a high rise, but we will see that they feel definitely more of a mid to high rise, and unfortunately a little bit lower than I personally like. We have a delicate style seam in the front here that has a slight dip down in the front, almost like a Buff Bunny Rosa seam. We have a slightly elongated crotch gusset here. I do feel like the seams stand out a little bit color-wise. They're definitely a little bit lighter than the color of the fabric, so I'm not sure I love that. I wish that they were like a little bit more hidden. We have a side seam that kind of contours around to kind of give some shape to the glutes and the hips, similar to the Aura leggings. And in the back, we have a tonal silicone little wolf logo, slightly contouring seams, and we do have a hidden scrunch. So you see it's slightly scrunched up right now. It is an elasticated seam. So this is gonna allow the leggings to sit between the cheeks a little bit and give a little scrunch action. These leggings are coming in one length, and they're 27¼ inch inseam. And then another kind of unfortunate feature of these leggings is in the front, it's just a double thickness waistband, but up in your hip area and all the way across the back of the leggings, there is a top band, and it cuts in. And I feel like it cut into me pretty bad. And I feel like everyone I see wearing these, it also looks like it's cutting into them. Sometimes top bands are okay, but this one definitely cut in. So anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So I felt like the most relevant leggings to compare the core leggings to would be the Alpha Luxe Wonder leggings and the Aura leggings. They're definitely more similar in shape to the Alpha Luxe Wonder leggings, except the new core leggings are about an inch shorter front and back. So they're definitely leaning quite a bit lower in the rise. And I just don't know why we describe all leggings as high rise when they're like significantly shorter. I also just felt like the new core leggings were so much tighter on the waist than either the Auras or the Alpha Luxe Wonder leggings, and they're actually not any smaller. It's really just that top band, and I think the fact that the fabric is actually quite a bit more compressive than both of these, that it just feels more snug overall. And they're really not that similar to the Aura leggings, other than the fact that they're like a new softer brushed fabric. The Aura leggings are for my taller, long torso girlies because the rise is about an inch taller in the front And these are stretchier, so they just hit a little bit higher. And in the back, they're quite different because the Aura leggings don't have any sort of scrunch and they have quite a long back rise seam. If you have a shorter pelvis, it may look a little bit too long for you. Personally, I liked the shape of these when I'm just like not looking for a scrunch moment. And then they both share a similar kind of contouring side seam. All right, so here are the everyday core leggings. This is my normal size. So the Tenacity Fabric, another comparison, I feel like it feels like kind of the most recent Buff Bunny Newbury. Like it has that really soft feel, but it still has that like medium weight, medium compression. So you can see here with me just standing, it starts out showing some belly button. And normally I like the leggings to just come up a little bit higher. And I know that throughout my workout, in ways that I moved, these ended up wanting to sit almost like slightly below the belly button. So I'm actually considering these a mid to high rise. If we put a high rise at the smallest point of my waist for me, these are slightly below that. So this partnered with the top band. No top band in the front here, but right at this corner of the body, we do transition into having that top band. And it just squeezes me a little bit. It feels unflattering, uncomfortable, and I just was not feeling like my confident self in the gym with these, which contrasts with the Amplify leggings where I always feel like $100. These weren't feeling so good. The waistband itself is also just kind of shorter in general. It's only like 2.5 inches tall. No front seam, and even though these have a hidden scrunch, I'm feeling no crotch tension just because this fabric is a little bit more structured. And then we go to the sides and you have that kind of contouring seam that just kind of follows the curve of your glutes. And I do really like this. If you need to put a side seam on a legging, it's better to just have a little contour to it, so I'm a big fan of that. And then we go to the back. It is cutting into my back a little bit as well. The seams do sit right above my glutes and you have that hidden scrunch. I'm gonna give these a medium to high on the booty scale just because I don't feel like they're quite at the level of high. They have a hidden scrunch, but I think another reason why it's not giving crotch tension is that this fabric is just a little bit more dense. It's not a super naked feel that's just gonna kind of like find its way into every crevice. So I do feel like this still gives good glute separation, but it's not like the most intense scrunch I've ever seen. I actually feel like it's a really good amount. And this one is also going to be good for kind of shorter glutes because the back rise seam is pretty short. And I would say in terms of brushed fabrics, you should get a little bit of cellulite coverage in these because the fabric is so brushed and a little bit more on the dense side. These are listed as a little bit over 27-inch inseam, so these are a really good length on me. If you're a shorty, these will kind of be on the long side. So yeah, I really like the fabric, but if I'm being honest, I just don't really feel super confident in these, and if that's how I feel, I just know I'm not going to be reaching for them a lot. Okay, so I was able to get the bottoms in some mediums because the smalls were just feeling kind of tight, and this is the medium, and these do not feel too big anywhere, so I would recommend sizing up. The smalls just feel overall much more compressive, but in just like a tight way, and then same with the waist because they have that top band. I'm still not over the moon about these in a medium. I feel like some things are definitely improved, but overall for me, these are still too low rise. If you have a shorter torso and you've been dying for some more mid-rise type leggings, you are going to love these. Everything basically the same in the medium, no real changes to any of the ratings we discussed. I still feel like I do get cut in a little bit with this top band just because the top band is always going to try to do that. They're still just as flattering on the glutes. I do notice a little bit of a dip down on the waist in both the medium and the small, so just be aware of that. So overall, definitely size up. These are better for shorter torso. The size up is definitely more to do with the waist and the tightness than the height because I'm not really getting any increased rise out of the medium. I walked into the gym like not feeling so good about myself because I don't like how I look in like a mid-rise legging like this, but I had 2 people come up to me and compliment my outfit at the gym. They both said I looked amazing, and I'm like, okay, see, these things are always all in your head. Like I haven't gotten that many compliments in the gym in a while. Moving on to the first sports bra of the launch. This is the Mia mesh bra. So this is another Tenacity fabric piece, but it does have some mesh elements as well. It has a pretty dramatic kind of rounded V neck. This almost reminds me of like that Surface keyhole bra that launched years ago, except with mesh. I feel like Alphalete likes to do this little like slightly different mesh overlay, except the mesh is on the inside, not the outside, which is a little bit different. We do have removable cup pads, and I haven't examined Alphalete cup pads in a while, but I do like these. They're kind of reminding me of Buff Bunny cup pads. They're slightly ventilated, just a thin layer, and they have some flexibility. They're not dyed to match though. And then the mesh portion goes on in the back to split into two little skinny straps and then come into a T-back. And then the outer portion just has two straps that come into a V. So you get this cute little strappy design. There's no thick bottom band or anything with this bra. You just get one little skinny elastic right at the bottom there. So it does kind of just keep everything contained there, but it's not like a super thick supportive elastic. So let's try this on. All right, we have the Mia mesh bra. I was nervous about this one. I thought I was gonna have to mostly stick with the KDM bra, but I actually was fine wearing this one to the gym. I'd say it's mostly large bust friendly. You definitely have a cleavage moment, but I am contained. So first of all, true to size, I'd say if you're in between, I honestly would size down. This isn't really too tight anywhere. And if anything, the straps are just a tiny bit long. It's hard to fully rate coverage when you have like mesh, because do you include the mesh? Do you not include the mesh? But I would say it's like a low to medium coverage, just because we do have a couple like peeping out areas. Maybe closer to medium coverage if you want to take into account the mesh. But if it was just this outer portion, it would definitely be low. The little inner mesh layer actually just kind of helps keep the girls in a little bit. The support is pretty low though. It's like low to medium. We have that little band at the bottom here. I find that if I really just kind of like situate the girls a little bit like out and up, this bra fits really well. But when I first got to the gym, I didn't have it quite sitting right. And I felt like I was like poking out of the bottom a little bit. So after I adjusted, I was completely fine, but just keep that in mind. We do have those removable cups, and I'm not really spilling out anywhere, but you just do get a little peekaboo detail here. Great side boob coverage. And then in the back, we have a lot of little strappy details. It also cuts away from the lat swell. And again, this bottom band just isn't super tight on me. It's like, it's snug. I wouldn't size down outright, but if you're in between and you want some hold, I definitely would size down. We have a Pinto appearance. Pinto, say hi to everyone. I just wanted to pop in with the sugar color real quick and say that there is a little bit of a warning in this bra. If you are very narrow set, just keep in mind where your nips are going to be. Personally, I'm fine and have no issue just kind of placing my girls and then they stay in place. And normally I do have issues with super wide bras, like some of the Buff Bunny like wider neck sports bras earlier this year. I just couldn't do those. This one I am totally fine. For me, I still have like almost an inch until the edge, so I'm good, but I just wanted to give a warning if you know that you're a little bit more narrow set. Next, we have the KDM bra. This is one of my bras that's going to be coming soon. This bra has already launched this year, but I haven't tried it myself. I did get a size small. It's made of the Tenacity Fabric, and it's labeled as a bra, but it's more of like a bra crop hybrid. It does have removable cups, but it has cap sleeves, a mock neck, and is a zip, and just looks more like a crop than a bra. If you want the coverage of a top, but the feel and support of a bra, this would be a good option. And I believe the back is full coverage as well. Okay, this is the KDM bra. I just finished at the gym, so ignore how I look. So this one is definitely true to size. I actually liked how it's fitting on me. It has about a 3/4 zip. I can fully zip it down and just have a little cleavage moment. Or I was just doing some bent over rows at the gym, and sometimes I don't want my cleavage to be out as much. So for that part, I just kind of zipped it up, and then we had more coverage. So I like that that was very adjustable. The zipper is staying put, and you can also wear it all the way up as more of a mock neck. Personally, I do like it a little bit zipped down, like a couple inches from where it zips there. So I wasn't quite sure what was going on the inside of this bra, but now that I have it, it does have a full shelf liner with cup pads. You'll notice the cup pads are very far out to the side. I did shift them before my workout so that they were, you know, more in line with where my girls are, but it shifted out during my workout, so I didn't really like how that moved. It's not a huge deal. Like you can see, this one is where it should be, and this one's a little bit more far out. You can only tell if you're really looking. The length of this top is more of a long line sports bra length, and it's definitely true to size. If you're in between, could probably go either way. Maybe size up if you're wanting to wear it fully zipped, because when I zip it up, it does feel just a little bit more snug. We have little cap sleeves. This is going to show sweat, so I did just work out. You can see there are some sweat marks there, but at the end of the day, we are working out, so like I don't really care. The top layer does stay put really well. It is tacked down with that zipper in the middle, and then the back is very simple, nothing going on there. I do like this top. I think it is a large cup size friendly. You can kind of customize your coverage. So for my larger bust, if you're a little worried about the other bra, this would be my choice. But again, kind of more of a top than a bra. Next, we have the Everyday Core Shorts, another piece that will be coming soon. I think I'm gonna switch to request a medium in this one because the small leggings were just sausaging me up. And if the leggings do that, the shorts are gonna do that. These have very similar details to the everyday core leggings. They're going to be about a mid to high rise. They have that slight V delicate seam in the front. They do have a top band as well. All of the details really are the same. They have that hidden scrunch, that contouring side detail. And these have a 4.5-inch inseam, but keep in mind whenever you have a scrunch, you do lose a little bit of length on that. So these are going to be definitely more shorty shorts. And personally, I don't really wear anything much shorter than a 6-inch inseam because I know it rolls on me. But if you like a shorter short, these could be for you. Let's try them on. All right, here are the shorts in the size small. Definitely feel like they're squeezing me in any possible way. These have the same rise as the leggings, so they're still hitting kind of below belly button. They may kind of hit a little lower during my workout, but I do feel like they almost feel the tiniest bit higher than the leggings, even though the rise is the same. Just with shorts, it's easier to get everything up a little bit more. We're also getting it cutting into my thighs pretty badly. So I'm just gonna try on the medium next. Okay, here we have the mediums. These are a much better fit, so I would definitely recommend sizing up. I'm not someone who sizes up in Alphalete very often. I wear a small comfortably in the Amplify, but these were fitting very snug in the small, so I do recommend sizing up. Kind of a mid to high rise on these. The front of the waistband, same as the leggings. There's no top band here, but we do see that top band pop up around the sides and the back. So there still is that possibility of it cutting in a little bit. 4.5-inch inseam, we're seeing a bit more of that length in the medium than the small, but it is still going a bit too short for me, where I know that if I were to work out in these, they would start rolling up. Personally, I really only feel comfortable working out in shorts that are at least 5, preferably 6+ inches. We still get that seam that we got on the leggings. Overall, still about like a medium compression on these. The seams are very flattering in the back. I think I'm getting a little less dipping down on these than I did the leggings. And we do have that hidden scrunch, but again, since the fabric is a little bit more dense, they don't go super far into the glutes, but it still is very flattering, so medium to high on the booty scale. And then because of that scrunch, it does take up some of that fabric in the back. So these do look quite short in the back. I am getting a little compression on the leg opening seam here, but I'm not feeling squished like the size small. So I'd say they're mostly thick thigh friendly. But obviously for me, my thighs are gonna eat these up just because of the length, but that's a length problem. Next, we have the Allure Bodysuit. I'm super excited to try this one when it comes because it just looks so cute. And for me, for bodysuits, I either wear like a short bodysuit or a flare bodysuit. I just don't really love the legging bodysuits. There's just something off about them for me, just like on my body. So I love that this is a flare bodysuit. It has some really cute elements. So first of all, it's made of the Tenacity fabric. So everything's gonna be kind of soft, but also like hold you in. It has a high neck and cap sleeves, and I'll show the inside of it when I get it, but I did see from some people that there is a little elastic underneath the bust and removable cups. So it's not a fully detached shelf, but there is some bra support in there. So I'm really glad they threw that in because that's a deal breaker for me when they don't have that. The back scoops down and has a really nice open back detail. I'll have to see if they put the hidden scrunch on this one too. It doesn't say it in the notes. And unfortunately, there's only one length. But semi-fortunately for me, it's a 34-inch inseam. For my shorties, I'm predicting already this is going to be too long. You guys know I fight for all lengths. I need at least 2, preferably 3 lengths for anything that comes in a flare. That includes bodysuits. So this should be a good length for me because I do normally wear 33 to 34-inch inseam for my flares. But again, for my shorties, I apologize. Yes, there's always hemming as an option, but with a flare, it can kind of like cut off the best part of the flare if you have to hem it too much. So anyways, when we get this, I'll try it on. Okay guys, we have the Allure bodysuit. So I love a flare bodysuit, and I actually think this one did a good job. So first of all, there is some bra support. It's hard to show the whole bodysuit, so I'm gonna step back a little bit, but we have almost this like wide boat neck, little cap sleeves. They do flare off the shoulder just a tad, and then they have that internal elastic. Mine is falling a little bit lower than I would like. I'd still say it's long torso friendly. I'm not actually struggling to fit into this, but I wish that the little elastic was a little bit higher up on my bust personally, but I still get enough compression that I am actually getting supported in this. So I would say it's large bust friendly because we do have the good coverage in the front. We have compression. The whole upper torso area here, there's a seam kind of right around the belly button. This is all double thickness fabric, so you're getting really nice hold up here. And this fabric has good compression overall. So overall I'm being held in about maybe light to medium on the legs, but medium on the top. You're not really getting any tummy control or anything, but I do like that we have that little seam that kind of divides the torso a little bit, just so it doesn't all get lost. No crotch tension. Overall, I would definitely consider this true to size, but if you have one size top or bottom that's bigger, I would go with the larger size. So if you wear a medium top, small bottoms, I would probably just go for the medium. And then we have the back. It really scoops down until like kind of the mid back area. I get a little bit of compression right along there. It almost looks like it's kind of squeezing me out, but those are just the back gains. Personally, I wouldn't size up for that. We have the seams. They do go a little bit high over the glutes, but that also could be something that my torso is contributing to. We have that back rise seam and the logo. There's no scrunch on this one, so it still is flattering on the glutes, but you're not getting that same glute separation scrunch effect. Again, we're gonna get some cellulite coverage because this fabric is very dense. And then taking a look at the bottom. So whenever Alphalete does flares, they're always a little bit more of like a boot cut flare. They start flaring more at the knee, whereas like a Buff Bunny flare flares like more upper calf. I slightly prefer the shape of the Buff Bunny flare. I still think this one's acceptable because they're still fit calf friendly. So they're not clinging to my calves, but it's just a little bit more of like a straighter fit and not a dramatic bell bottom. And I'll confirm the inseam, but these are supposed to be 34 inches. So we only have one length and they're tall girl friendly. Unfortunately, my shorties, you may be suffering with this. So I think this is a super cute fall bodysuit, and this is definitely a top pick for me. I just wanted to show the top up close a little bit. It definitely sits out a little further on the shoulder, and then I think you can kind of see the elastic sitting a little bit lower on my bust. But again, I'm still getting compression support, so I'm okay with it. The next item is something I can't believe I didn't try until now. This is the baby tee. I got a size small, and I did confirm this is the same baby tee that was launched earlier this year. I just, again, never got to try it at that point, but I love a good baby tee. This is like my favorite length of shirt. It just hits the top of your leggings and doesn't overwhelm your body, but they're so flattering. So this is a 94% cotton, 6% spandex. So it does have like a slightly athletic cotton feel and definitely has some stretch. We have a slightly wider than crew neckline. I wouldn't call it super scooped, but it's also not right up against your neck. Little cap sleeves. The Alphalete logo is silicone and tonal and goes right in the middle of the chest. It's very subtle, and let's try it on. All right, here is the baby tee. This is a size small. I think this is a perfect fit because it has a good amount of stretch to it so that it still kind of stretches over my bust area, but it's not baggy along the waist. But I think it's just the right amount of body skimming. We have those little short sleeves, again, kind of slightly scooped away from the neck here. And the logo is right at the front here. You honestly can barely see it unless you're really up close. I would consider this like a meet and greet crop length. So it's going almost to my belly button. So I did kind of have to pull these leggings up so that it would truly be meet and greet. But for most rises of leggings, I would be totally fine just showing maybe a little skin when I raise my arms. But again, I also have a super long torso. If you're in between sizes, I'd probably choose the size up just because this make it a little bit snug. And the fabric for me feels kind of more lifestyle, like it might show some sweat. It is a cotton spandex, so it does kind of have a little bit of an athletic feel, but it's not like a nylon spandex, polyester spandex, like true athletic material. And then very simple in the back. In the white, I can see the dark orange of this sports bra a little bit, but that's to be expected with most whites. Just keep that in mind. I would wear something nude under this. Next, we're moving into tops and layering pieces. We have the angled crop tee. I got a size small. This one is a 47.5% cotton, 47.5% polyester, and 5% elastane. So this does have a slightly different feel to the baby tee. It feels just a little bit more cottony and not quite as sleek, stretchy as the baby tee. This one is super cropped and has kind of an inverted V detail in the front. So you're really not getting a lot of extra length coverage with this one. It's really just a top coverage. And it has like an interesting seam design in the front where I wasn't quite sure what I was seeing at first. You'll see it when I try it on. Okay, here we are with the angled tee. Alphalete did a top like this years ago that was a long sleeve that had this kind of angled situation. And I actually really liked it. I think it's different. I find it very flattering. So I'm glad that we kind of have that back. That was in the ultra soft material, which I kind of miss. Bring back the ultra soft. Those are the best tops. This is definitely more of a traditional cotton feel with a little stretch. Here's the little neckline I was talking about. It's almost like you have a narrow racerback sports bra going on in the front that's attached to a sleeve. So in the black, you can't really see it too well, but I do think it creates a little bit of extra fabric in the armpit area. Not a huge deal, but I hope we can see that in the black. Very short sleeves. This is definitely going to be more sports bra length, not longer crop. And then the back is very plain. Next, I got the LDB Oversized Crop Tee. This is another different fabric. This one is a 50% cotton, 50% polyester. So you don't really have any stretch to this one because there's no elastane. It's just a little bit of give. It's just a very flowy, lightweight, thin material. You can see it has some good movement to it. This one does have a crew neck. It has the LDB in the front. That's like learn, dream, be more one of Alphalete's things. Let's just be glad that they moved on from PBNS. Is that what it was? Proud but never satisfied. Peanut butter Nutella sandwich. So it's still on there, but it's very small and it is subtle. I got a size medium in this one just to have it a little bit more oversized. And then a lot of the layering tops today do have a little Alphalete tag in the bottom left. We have short sleeves and this one's gonna be quite cropped. So let's try it on. Okay, here we have the oversized tee. And I'm honestly kind of surprised that this is a medium. It doesn't feel too oversized because it's already supposed to be the oversized tee, and then I'm also sizing up. So I think you could go true to size. It just may be a little bit less flowy, but I think you can easily size up in this one. So we have a crew neck. We have that logo. Again, it's kind of hard to see from afar, but you definitely see that something's there. I'm actually really liking this fabric. I would have liked maybe a slightly longer top with this. Would be more of like a pump cover vibe. We have short sleeves. It is quite cropped. It's basically right below the sports bra. So again, you're not getting a ton of coverage, you know, torso wise. You're just kind of covering up on the top. And then the back is fairly simple. They do have a couple more little tops, but I didn't get all of them, so I will be posting the PDF to everything launching down below. Next, we're moving on to the sweats. We're gonna start with the overlay Shrug. Also, I have not seen these giant tags before, but this must be something that they're doing now, and they're very large. So here we are with the overlay Shrug. So basically, it's just a bolero that's not at all in the front. So just like a little sweatshirt sleeve moment. I got the Heather Grand color. This is supposed to go with my grand colored Tenacity outfit. I thought that'd be super cute, but again, that's not coming in time, so we can't see the full look together right now. I was also advised to size up in all of these sweat pieces, and we will see later that that was truly essential. So the sizing on these is definitely important. I know we love it when the sizing isn't just like what it should be, but apparently everyone is struggling with that this year. So all of these lounge pieces are 65% cotton, 35% polyester, and they're a kind of mid-weight sweat material, and all of them have this kind of heathered appearance, and they are fleece lined. So let's do a close-up. So here's that outer fabric, just like a normal mid-weight sweatshirt material. We have a little marl in there. Then the inside is fleece lined, so it's nice and soft against your skin. This one does have a little elasticated ribbed area all around this seam here. I wonder how the bottom of this is going to be. So we have a seam straight down the back. Looks like we have kind of an oversized sleeve moment. And then they have this little sewn tag at the bottom right corner, but no thumb holes. I was kind of hoping to see some thumb holes here, but let's try this on. Hopefully I get to show you guys this the way I wanted to style it, but I did get the medium and it does feel a little oversized, but I think the amount of oversized that they intentioned. So I would say it's mostly true to size, but it runs a little bit small. So for me, I am glad I got the medium. I'm glad I sized up. It has a slightly slouchy sleeve, logo on the right sleeve cuff, and then there's not much to it. This is what the back looks like. It does like curve down a little bit at the back. I almost thought that that was supposed to be the top, but maybe it's supposed to kind of tuck in like that. This has just been like the year of the Shrug, the year of the bolero. And I know it seems pointless, but I love a little shrug like this because it doesn't get too cold here in Arizona. So this is like my perfect winter layering piece. Next we have the Trek sweat pant. I got these in a medium as well. These are made of that same material as the Shrug. It's almost hard to tell if I would really call this a fleece lining or not. Like it's not super fleecy, but it definitely has some softness to it. And it's not the thickest fleece layer, but I do think there's a little bit of fleece going on there. These are a high-rise straight leg sweat pant. Basically all I like to wear these days. I'll still wear a jogger sweat, but I definitely prefer these straight leg ones, especially for lounging at home. I was disappointed to see, again, these only come in one inseam length and they are 30 inches. So I have already tried these on and I know that they are doable for me, but definitely pushing it a little bit. So we'll see when those are on. But we have two little front slit pockets here. There's a ribbed waistband. We do have that sewn logo kind of like smack dab in the center here. I feel like I'm okay with the logo being here. When Vuori does logos like this, they do it like randomly on the side and it looks like a sticker. I feel like this looks more intentional, but I still probably would have preferred without it. And then the back of the waistband is elasticated. All right, Trek sweatpants. And guys, this is a medium and it's potentially a little too snug on my waist. So it's elasticated, so I'm fine, but this is already a size up. And I feel like I could even do a large in this. So when I say size up 1 to 2 sizes in these bottoms, take it seriously. Like honestly, I could size up 2 sizes and I don't think that these would be too big in the slightest. So the cargos, we were showing a little bit of belly button. These I could roll over and still not be showing as much belly button as the cargos. So we have an ultra high rise on these. Honestly, I think it's kind of fun for a sweatpant. I never see a sweatpant quite like this shape, so honestly, I like it. We have that little logo in the front and we have the 2 slit pockets here. No other pockets. Then in the back, it has that extra elasticated area to make sure it's nice and snug against the waist. No back pockets. and these are a straight leg. These are said to be the same inseam as the cargos, but I will list my own inseams that I measured at the end as well. But these ones actually feel a little bit better to me. These ones I think I could wear out with a shoe and be totally fine. But keep in mind, these don't have any sort of adjustability to make it into a jogger at the bottom. So for my shorties, you may be kind of swimming in these. Again, I really would like to see multiple lengths of any sort of flares or straight leg pants. You just kind of need that. In terms of the leg fit, it's a slightly relaxed straight leg, but you can kind of see the structure of this fabric. It's not a super slouchy sweat pant. I feel like you really just see how straight the leg goes, and I just really like how these almost look like a slightly more elevated sweat pant. So definitely keep in mind sizing and height with these, but for me, these are a top pick, and I kind of want another color. Next, we have the Bubble Crew. This one I also got in a medium. Like the name suggests, we have a crew neck, kind of slouchy, oversized sleeves with cuffs at the end. Again, no thumb holes here. And it has this kind of like bubble appearance, like that bubble dress style that's kind of going around right now. So there's this little elastic, kind of scrunched seam all along the inside that you don't see from the outside that kind of creates that appearance. The logo is in the top back, and this one is just lined with a more lightweight version of the outer material. This one is not fleece lined. Okay, here's the Bubble Crew. Again, size medium. I do recommend sizing up. There is that little elastic on the inside, and it just sits like gently against my skin here, but I have a feeling it would be too tight if I wore a small, so I do recommend sizing up. We have a little ribbed crew neck here, and it is like a classic crew neck. It's not going up too high on my neck. You have that slightly bubbled, like wrinkly appearance there, and the little elastic actually sits like a couple inches towards the inside so that you're not seeing it at the bottom, so I really like that. Slightly relaxed sleeve, and then we have the back. You see more of that little bubble detail. We have the logo, and it's definitely cropped. I am showing skin in this, and I think most people will probably show a little bit of skin in this. It's not like sports bra crop length, but it's also not meet and greet crop length. This little sweat set together, honestly, I think it's really cute, a little bit different than most sweat sets, so this one is going to be a top pick for me. And the last pair of sweat pants, we have the Trek cargo pants. So I got these in a medium. I will say these feel like they run a little bit larger than the Trek sweatpants. Same cotton polyester material, and these also have that kind of more lightweight fleece lining. Similar waistband, we have that like ribbing in the front and the elastication in the back. We have two front slit pockets, and then we have two side snap cargo pockets. This one only comes in one length again, and it's a 30-inch inseam. But the bottom of these are adjustable, so you can kind of make them into joggers, but it's definitely a different kind of adjustable that I haven't seen before. This is the inside of the leg opening, and it just has this little elastic here, and I guess you kind of just pull this to kind of scrunch up the bottom there. But then it's almost like a loop drawstring at the bottom of your pants, so I'd be scared to like tie that too tight, because I've definitely tied loop drawstrings tight to the point where I can't undo them. So I've watched videos and I still cannot come to a conclusion on how to tie a loop drawstring. So you can wear these straight leg, or you can kind of cinch them up. I'd probably cinch them up because these might be a little short for me. Okay, here we are with the Trek cargos. I have a lot more room on the waist in these than the Trek sweatpants. I think that's because these ones are supposed to sit a little bit lower on the waist. So I still consider these high rise overall, and I would still suggest sizing up. I really don't think these are like too baggy, and if I didn't size up, they would probably hit me a little bit higher and be a little bit too snug on the waist. These are super comfy, and they're just the right amount of baggy that they don't need to have a ton of stretch to them. They have a little bit of give, but I'm not feeling restricted in any way. So we have two front pockets. We have that logo in the front there. Let me know what you guys think of this. I feel like Alphalete's always kind of pushing my limits with logos, so I'm used to it at this point. And then the side, we have these cargo pockets, and they do snap. Let's see if we can fit my phone. Fully fits a phone. And we have the cargo pockets on both sides. In the back, we just have that elasticated waist and no pockets there. I'm liking the weight of this material because it's structured enough that I don't think it's gonna like thin or stretch out, but it's not so warm that I feel like I can't wear it right now. And then we go to the full length view. This is the 30-inch inseam. Because I'm wearing them kind of a little bit below my belly button, for me this is basically floods, especially when I put on a shoe. It's just gonna look like a little bit too short, but I just wanted to show this is how it is with a straight leg. And then let's jogger it up, and here they are in jogger form. For me, this is a good length as a jogger, and if they're a little long, having the jogger feature helps so they don't drag on the ground. So this is personally how I'd be wearing them. And lastly, we have the cargo shorts. I got these in a medium again, and I need to point out that these are not the same material as the Trek sweatpants or any of the other sweats in this launch. They're a completely different fabric. They're actually 95% cotton, 5% elastane, so they still have a sweatpant feel, but it's more lightweight and has more stretch than the Trek. These ones ones I'm a little unsure if they're my style, but I'll give them a chance. These ones have an elasticated waistband all the way around and there's no adjustability there. We have 2 front pockets, and then we also have the same little snap cargo pockets that we saw in the Trek joggers. They're a 5.5-inch inseam, which is definitely longer than most lounge shorts I see. And the rise is pretty high on these as well. We have the Alphalete sewn logo in the back. Let's try them on. So first of all, very glad I got a medium because the waist is not gaping at all. So I think if I got a small, I would be suffering. So definitely recommend sizing up. We have that elastic around the full waist here. We do have the 2 front pockets, the side snap pockets. These ones are a little bit more flush compared to the cargo. The Trek cargos almost come out a little bit to have a little bit more space, but these are just flush against the short. So you'll still be able to fit things in there, it just doesn't bulk out as much. They're kind of like a mid-thigh short, so definitely a longer lounge short, which honestly is underdone. I don't really see a lot of longer lounge shorts, so it's nice to have. And then here's the back. For me, I feel like it feels off that some of the logos are in the front and some of them are in the back, because I'm like, I almost put these on backwards because of that, but I do kind of prefer it in the back just so it's out of the way. And these are just a straight leg, a little room at the outer thigh. They probably would be too tight on my thighs if I didn't size up. Okay, so I got a second package in and I got the club tee as well. This is actually a medium and this is super long, like longer than most tees. So I also feel like this is just more oversized than most tees. Like this is a medium and I feel like it's fitting me like a men's large to extra large. So you really only need to size up like 1 size from your normal size to get like a super oversized pump cover fit. It's also 100% cotton, but this is not your normal Alphalete pump cover that has kind of almost a more like raw cotton feel where it has like a little bit of structure to it. This is actually really soft. I'm surprised it's 100% cotton because I'm getting a little stretch and it has like a softer outer feel to it. So I would love to see more of this kind of t-shirt material because this is super cozy, super tiny in like this very fine print font at the front. And then we have a little graphic in the back. So I believe this is a unisex tee. For men, I would probably size down if you don't want it to be like super oversized. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, this is quite long. Okay, we got Ian to participate. Look, we're in matching colors. He's in the Sun Fun? He's in the Sun Fade Bum men's stuff. So it's like a little waffle knit lounge set. So
very comfortable.
Okay, so he has the top in a large and it's definitely an oversized fit. It also has like raw cut edges. And yeah, this is definitely larger than you would normally go for. Sorry, I'm showing your butt.
It's just as big as Kathryn's.
So he's wearing his normal size medium on the bottom, and I would say it fits normally, a little bit relaxed, sure, but true to size for the bottoms. The top definitely runs big, but it's also supposed to be kind of oversized. I think he'll wear the bottoms, but the top is not really his style. He doesn't really like the oversized top moment. So we're just bringing him on for sizing. I'd say they're both kind of true to size, relaxed, but the top is definitely an oversized with a drop shoulder. So is the fabric nice?
Fabric is nice.
Fabric's nice, okay. It's like a cotton waffle knit. So, thank you, Ian, for joining us. You may go. Okay, so these are the small pants on me. They're definitely more of a mid-rise fit depending on how far you pull them up. They kind of want to sit around a mid-rise, but men don't tend to have like as high rise of stuff. So we have these spacious front pockets. It says it's 100% cotton, but it definitely has a little give to it. I guess it's not really stretch, but the fabric just does have a little bit of movement. So it's definitely not a stiff fabric. We have these little like faded sunspots on them. They're kind of giving me like very terry vibes. They're definitely not going to be for everyone, but I actually ended up loving my very terry pieces. I still wear them all the time. So we have a drawstring on the inside. Again, I do prefer when it's on the outside, but I've come to accept it because everyone does it. So it definitely raises the waistband a little bit for me. And then these are only a 30-inch inseam on the small, so they're actually like barely tall enough for me. This is like the same length as the women's. But yeah, these are okay. They're definitely gonna be like a stylized thing. You have this like Alphalete little logo here, kind of a light to mid-weight little like cozy waffle knit like home lounge pant. Okay guys, that's it for the review. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please give this video a thumbs up if you did. Keep in mind we're about a month out from Black Friday, so as always, if you feel like you're not 100% sure about any pieces, they'll be on sale. in a month. But I definitely really like the feel of the Tenacity fabric. I'm just hoping for a style that's maybe a little bit higher rise and doesn't have a top band in the future, because that would just be so much better for me. I did really like the sweat sets though, especially the Trek sweatpants and the Bubble Crew. I just feel like it's a really cute little set, and I love like a heathered fabric. So if you are shopping the launch, it's on Saturday, October 19th at 12 p.m. Central Time. And if you do use code Kathryn, it gives you 10% off, and I do really appreciate it. It shows Alphalete that you're glad that I'm back and that they shouldn't get rid of me again. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!